Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to make a point of order. You said this is our final speaker for citizen comment time, and we have quite a few speakers lined up. And last September on the 21st, we did let all the speakers speak before we vote. And I'd like to call the point of order.
Well, the point of order, please. This is not an applause line moment where the board is having discussion. The point of order is that policy says it's 30 minutes to begin, and then everyone else goes to the second session. That's been policy for a very long time. So we're following policy on this one.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to appeal to the board because we have made the exception before, and we did this last September 21st, and we took up the
I understand that.
Mr. Chairman,
hold on one second, Mrs. The motion hasn't been made yet. Hold on one second. We got to make sure we get this right. Ultimately, not appealing to the board. You'd be voting to suspend the rules to allow everyone to.
I'm appealing to the board, which means this is going before the board.
I'm just explaining what we're doing here. Policy and the rules allow for 30 minutes at the beginning and everyone else to the end. Policy also allows for it to be the sole discretion of the chairman to decide how many people move on. How long if we extend the first 30 minutes of citizens' time. So, if you'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules, it would need to be a unanimous vote to suspend the rules, and therefore. The Robert's Rules of Order protect minorities when they have, in this case, I'm a minority of one, as we've discussed with parliamentary procedure before. So this is my sole authority. So it would be a unanimous vote to suspend the rules.
I appreciate that description. I'm on Robert's Rules of Orders right now. An appeal takes precedence over any question pending at the time. The chair makes a ruling from which the appeal is made. It yields to all privileged motions. There's nothing under an appeal that talks about suspension of the rules. And I'd like for this to go to a vote of the board. I'd like for the board to decide on what you just ruled. You said I asked for an appeal.
Again, let me just be
I asked
perfect.
for the point of order because you have said that we're going to be ending citizen comment time, and then you made your statement of why we're ending it. And I asked for an appeal. That means it goes to the board, and the board gets to decide if we get to continue on or not.
No, I understand exactly what you're saying. If we know who that was, they can be removed, ultimately. Yeah.
And I believe this motion requires a second.
Hold on one second, Ms. Smith. I just want to make sure everyone's on the same page here. Ultimately, to explain this one more time, Robert's Rules of Order protects minorities of less than 1/3. In this particular case, it is the exclusive authority of the chairman by policy to determine if we extend citizens' time. Therefore, I would have to give up my rights as a minority, as a minority of one, in order to extend citizens' time. That is how it works. So therefore, you can appeal the decision of the chair. You can vote to suspend the rules, whichever way that you want to do it, but it would take a unanimous vote to do so. Is there a second to the motion?
Mr. Chairman, I already seconded.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, I do want to say in Robert's Rules it says a majority or a tie vote sustains the decision of the chair. And that's number 7. It's on page, it's under appeal.
Appeals to the chair don't circumvent the rights of the chair or any minority that it has less than 1/3. Robert's Rules of Order protects minorities of less than 1/3. So it absolutely does. This is no different when it comes to prior notice when 2 members need notification and everything else. It has to be a unanimous vote in order for the minority of the chair. We covered this in our parliamentary training last meeting. They specifically covered this type of instance. I'm 100% sure of this decision. I know that minorities have rights when it comes to Robert's Rules of Order, and the minority essentially has to give up its rights in order to be overruled. Otherwise, it's not a minority that can be protected through Robert's Rules of Order. There's no point if the majority can take away the rights of the minority on a whim of less than 1/3.
Mr. Chairman, point of order is not debatable, and it does say in Robert's Rules of Order, a majority or a tie vote sustains the decision of the chair on the principle that the chair's decision stands until reversed by a majority.
What you are asking me
The presiding officer is a member of the assembly. He can vote to create a tie and thus sustain his decision.
What you are asking to do is to suspend the rules, which we have, which is the policy.
No, I asked to appeal the point of order.
First of all, a point of order is just asking for clarification.
The point of order was to ask, you gave your clarification. I'm appealing your decision.
But the decision, I have the sole right to that decision. You're trying to suspend, either way you cut it, is to suspend the rules, whether it be appeal of the chair or that. So we can take a vote. There is no discussion on a suspension of the rules, which is what the rules allow me to have sole discretion over citizens' time. Therefore, the vote is called. And so the vote on an appeal of on suspension of the rules is it is put in the affirmative of who wants to sustain the decision of the chair. So a yes vote would be agreeing with the chair. A no vote would be disagreeing with the chair and allowing citizens' comment time to continue. So therefore, those in favor of sustaining the decision of the chair when it comes to suspending the rules for citizens' time, please vote yes and by raising your right hand. Mr. Wilk, Ms. Jessie, Ms. Williams, and myself. Those opposed? Mr. Deutsch, Ms. Ralston, Mr. Brand. Yeah, and we need to clear them out, sir. We need to clear them out. They need to be removed. They need to be removed. We'll have a brief recess while they're removed. I'm sorry, real quick. So the four were Ms. Williams, myself, Ms. Jessie, and Mr. Wilk, sustaining the ruling of the chair. Opposed to the ruling and suspending the rules was Ms. Satterwhite, Mr. Brand, Ms. Ralston, and Mr. Deutsch. One second. Okay. Mr. Dion, you have the floor. He can be removed